Welcome back to Aurora Tech Channel. Last week, I tested the new BambuLab A1 where I said the maximum temperature was 80 degrees Celsius, as that was the specification for the machine I received earlier. When I manually tested it with the laser thermal gun, even when I specifically set the temperature to 100 degrees Celsius, it still measured around 80 degrees Celsius. I tried to verify if the laser thermal gun was accurate, so I used it to check a few other beds, but it seemed to be working normally until I retested the A1 Mini, which uses the same PI sheet as the A1. When I set the bed temperature to its maximum of 80 degrees Celsius, the laser gun also only measured around 68 degrees Celsius. But when I removed the PI sheet and measured the magnetic bed, it measured pretty close to 80 at 78 degrees Celsius. So, that leads me to believe the surface of the PI sheet affects the accuracy of the thermal laser gun. As a result, I purchased a thermal camera to check it again. As expected, the bed temperature can reach 100 degrees Celsius. The center of the bed can reach around 95, and the left side can reach up to 101, but the front corners of the bed are a bit lower at around 88 degrees Celsius. So, I decided to test some more materials with the A1, including ABS, ASA, polycarbonate, and nylon carbon fiber. If you're interested in the other features and pros and cons of the A1, I put the link to my previous review video under the description. I would like to thank BambuLab for sending us this machine to review, and also to VOXELPLA PLA for sponsoring today's video. VOXELPLA PLA is a brand created by a print farm in Southern California, where they exclusively use their own filament with over 150 3D printers that are operated 24/7 non-stop. This extensive testing leads to high quality and reliability in their filaments. VOXELPLA PLA Pro is a modified version of PLA that provides higher impact strength and supports high-speed printing of up to 500 millimeters per second while maintaining a flow rate of up to 25 millimeters cubed per second at a regular printing temperature of 210 degrees Celsius. VOXELPLA PLA Pro is also affordable at just $16.99 for a 1 kilogram roll. Ordering 3 rolls comes with free shipping, and bulk discounts are available starting from 6 rolls. They have recently launched new filament colors, as well as the Vision Enclosure kit that includes all the necessary parts to fully enclose your BambuLab P1P. For more information, please visit voxelpla.com. As the A1 is an open frame printer, it may not be ideal for printing some materials like ABS and ASA. In this case, I will borrow the enclosure from printerbox.com, which was originally meant for the Prusa MK4. This is the only enclosure I kept in my garage, and I measured the A1 and it should still fit, so I will use this enclosure for some of the tests. First, I have to remove the MK4 from the enclosure, but when I try to fit the A1 in, it is a bit tight. So I have to remove the top. The box at the back for mounting the Prusa PSU is also blocking the power cord, so I have to remove that too. Okay, the A1 is now fully enclosed, but the height can only reach up to around 210 millimeters. However, PrinterBox offers another modular enclosure that can fit up to something like a CR10 400mm with a tall gantry, so you can check it out if you're interested. As all the panels and doors are removable, I will start with not enclosing it and just use the exhaust fan and the filter at the top to filter the odor when printing ASA. I will start with the mesh bottom crate. Similar to other open frame printers, even with glue applied, it still warped a bit. The layers also cracked as ASA and ABS shrink when they cool down. While the glue tries to keep the bottom stuck to the bed, resulting in layer cracking, this can't be avoided in an environment like my cold garage unless you can change the ambient temperature by enclosing the printer. I will put all the covers and door back and reprint this model and see how much we can improve. As you can see, the ambient temperature is still around 18 degrees Celsius, but when the machine is fully enclosed, the interior temperature can reach over 40 degrees Celsius once the print starts. The number below in green is just the temperature I set to let the exhaust fan on to prevent the inside temperature getting too high and causing other problems, but I don't think it can get too high in my cold garage. Okay, this time, the warping and layer cracking has improved a lot. We can still see a little bit, but compared to the one without the enclosed machine, it looks much better. Next, I will print a cable holder with ABS. As it's just a small part, I can print this on most open frame printers without too many issues. I will remove all the covers and just use the exhaust fan to filter the odor. As expected, this part looks alright. It warped a little and it's more obvious from this angle, but overall, it is still functional and serves its purpose. Then, I will print the nose pliers from 3dprintedhardware.com with polycarbonate. As it is also a small part, with some glue applied, it should be fine. But as you can see, I forgot to rotate the part 90 degrees, so the glue didn't cover all of the bottom, but we will see how it turns out. The area without glue still warped a little, but it wasn't too bad. The layers of the PC still look pretty nice. Next, I will use nylon carbon fiber to print a wrench from 3dprintedhardware.com. As this machine only comes with a stainless steel nozzle, it's not a good idea to print abrasive filament, as it will wear out the nozzle pretty quickly. Hardened steel nozzles are available for purchase from BambuLab, but I guess just printing a small part won't hurt that much. The wrench was printed nicely. This part is not caused by warping. It was actually printed with support and has been removed. The surface quality of nylon carbon fiber won't look as good as PLA does, but it's still quite easy to print on this machine. Finally, we recently changed some old lights in our garage, but the new LED is still just hanging on the ceiling. So let's make an outlet box to hide the wire. I just designed a simple part in Fusion 360, and this time I will print with VOXEL PLA Pro. For a taller part like this, I will still apply some glue. There's some imperfection at the bottom, but it's not warping. Some filament residue just got into the first layer, and this part didn't print perfectly. But the rest of the part was printed beautifully. I will also print a lid for the box. This is a really simple print, and without the filament residue getting inside the first layer, we should get a perfect first layer this time. As expected, the result is awesome, and the texture on the PEI sheet looks good. The whole set of outlet boxes looks pretty good. Okay, I guess the A1 is doing a good job when printing regular filaments like PLA, PLA Pro, PETG, and TPU, as I tested it last week and got great results. But it is an open frame printer. With a maximum 300 degrees Celsius nozzle temperature and 100 degrees Celsius heated bed, it can still print some engineering grade materials, but it may be limited to smaller parts with glue applied. If you want to print something bigger, you need an enclosure, especially when using the printer in a cold environment. In fact, BambuLab doesn't recommend enclosing this printer because unlike the P1S or X1 Carbon, where the power supply or motherboard is not located inside the chamber, if you fully enclose the A1, if the internal temperature gets too high, it may cause other issues as the electronics were not designed to work under such high temperatures. But I just wanted to demonstrate that if you are considering this printer and occasionally want to print some smaller parts with engineering grade materials, it is still possible. And I also wanted to offer some reasonable expectations to have for this open frame printer. If you plan to print engineering grade materials regularly, it's better to get the P1S or the X1 Carbon. As the price of this A1 is $399, if you get a good quality enclosure like one from printerbox.com, you may need to spend another $300 or more, and the total will be similar to the P1S's actual price. So in that case, just getting the P1S would be the better option. In fact, for normal functional parts that don't require high temperature resistance, I mainly use PLA Pro or PETG as it's easy to print and it's also stiffer than regular PLA. After confirming the bed can reach 100 degrees Celsius, the A1 is now ranked number 2 on my recommendation list. If you are interested in seeing more 3D printer specs comparisons and being able to keep track of the prices of over 100 popular machines, please check out my website auroratechchannel.com. That's it for this video. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing to our channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. I would like to thank BambuLab for sending us a machine to I tried to verify if the thermal laser, which uses the same PI.